Hey, and welcome back to another week of Fit Enable videos. Last week we walked you through a 5-part series of constructing your first training plan, or constructing your next training plan if you already have some experience with it. At the end of that series, we said we're an action company, and that means we like people to take action on doing the things that will improve their life, whether that's exercising, setting goals, doing more with their families, whatever it might be. If you don't take action on it, it's just wishful thinking. So this week, we're going to start walking you through all the ways you can take action with Fit Enable. Some of you may be familiar with what we do. We stage races, we have training programs, we do a lot within our community, and others of you might be fairly new to us. Especially because we're on the summer break, it may have been a while before you even thought about Fit Enable because we haven't had a race in a while. But we have lots of races coming up. We have a lot of great things on our schedule for the rest of 2021 and actually well into 2022 now. And I just felt it was time to give you a little bit of a refresher of everything we have and how you can participate with us. So let's get into it. So as we just said, we are a take action company, which means we want you to take action on those great things in life that will help improve it, whether that's focusing on your physical fitness, other types of physical or mental well-being, spending time with your family, being engaged with your community, whatever that might be. But if you're going to take action, you need to kind of know what you're working towards. So here's just a kind of big overview of what we have coming up for the rest of 2020 so that you can make the best of it and potentially use some of our events or other activities as your goalpost for what you're going to train for, whether that's a 5K or a marathon. Everyone's at a different place in their journey, but we have a lot of great things, and we truly believe that we have something for everyone, whatever you're looking for. So get to it. As we mentioned before, last week we did a 5-part, very detailed series on creating your first training plan, or how to create your next one if you already have a little bit of experience with it. And it walks you all the way through from an introduction to training plans, what kind of safety things you need to look at first, depending on, especially with the older crowd. As we age, our health and safety concerns do increase. So we want to make sure that we get to our goal in one piece, and it's just a safety first. But then setting our goal, how to structure a plan, and then finally, when you get that big win and achieve your goal, how you celebrate it. But then also start looking to the future for setting your next goal and crafting another training plan around that. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend you go do that. You can check it out on YouTube or our Facebook page. You're very likely watching this video on one of those platforms already, so you don't really have to scroll that far back to find it, those videos, because they're just from this past week. And at the end of that series, you said take action and start working towards your goal. But if you don't really have a goal in mind yet, you might be in the full swing of summer and just not really thinking about it and just enjoying your time. That's fine. But if you set a goal for yourself back on New Year's Day, whether it was a New Year's resolution or just some goal that you wanted to have done this year, there's still plenty of time left in the second half of 2021 to get that. Maybe you aren't where you had wanted to be. Maybe something got in the way, or you just really haven't put the work in yet. There's still time to either achieve that goal or get substantially all the way there with what we have left. And we're going to go over a few things here. So maybe you find a fun little goal that you can set and start working towards that. So the big question we have had from lots of people for now a year, we got last year, everything was shut down. We had to pivot to virtual a lot. When we did get back to in-person racing, it was in a very modified format for some of our events. So the big question we have now is, when will we be back to racing normally? And that can include a lot of different things. When will mass starts be back, where get the big crowd lined up at the starting line, ready to go all at once? Or, when will we be back to having normal water stations with, cups and coolers rather than a water bottle? Or having the regular end of race food rather than all the prepackaged type stuff. A lot of things we had to do to modify our events so that we could actually hold them, and that was always our goal. Whatever it took to hold our events in person, we would do. Not only just for the health and safety of everyone, but there's so much pent up demand to be out they're doing things with everyone. And it's also, the more people we have out, the more support we raise for the nonprofit organizations we work with, that whatever it took to have an in-person race, we were going to do. And so the short answer is we don't know when racing will fully return to normal. As you know, a lot of different activities or businesses around the country and even the state of North Carolina, they're reopening a little unevenly based on local guidelines. Because races are in-person event or mass gathering events, they're probably going to take a little longer for the local municipalities to feel comfortable with, but we are hopeful that most, if not all, restrictions will be lifted by the time our fall race season arrives in September. We ask fairly constantly what to expect. Town of Cary Parks and Rec doesn't have an idea yet, but we are hopeful that come September, most things will have lifted, and then by the end of the year, almost everything will have gone back to normal, barring another big wave of lockdowns, which obviously no one wants. But some of our races will keep their current format because that's the format they had before the pandemic. With the turkey chase and some of our other big races where we're trying to get people down a trail, those will maintain their staggered starts because that's what they've always had. But some of our other races, such as like the Amberley Charity 5K and any of our events at Wake Med, there's a good chance they'll be back at the mass start like they had before, with everyone going at once, rather than having that staggered start arrangement there. But we'll see. But for the time being, all of our events will have both in-person and virtual race options for the foreseeable future. Virtual races will probably never fully go away. They're kind of convenient in certain situations. But you will be able to race however you are comfortable, and if you are far away and are not able to attend the in-person race locally, the virtual race is a great option for that as well. So you can be involved with your local friends and family, or help support the cause if that is something that's really important to you. We want to make sure everyone can participate however they're able, and having both in-person and virtual race options is one of the biggest ways we can do that. So whatever the updated health and safety requirements or recommendations are at the time of any given race the rest of this year, those requirements will be in effect on race day. Again, we're really hopeful and expecting a lot of these things to have changed by then, or to keep gradually changing throughout the fall. But whatever the updated requirements or recommendations are by the town of Cary, those will be in place on race day, whether that's still social distancing at the venue, doing health checks and all that. But we will have to see what that looks like at that time. And that will all be communicated to runners before the race. As you know, we send very detailed pre-race information emails, and whatever updates are available at that time will be communicated to all runners. So if you're still concerned with what will happen to races, especially after this past year where there are so many cancellations and postponements and all the huge disruption to the racing and just general event industry, here's just a brief run through of our more flexible transfer, deferral, and exchange policy for what you're able to do with your registration. So for all events, we have, once you register for a race, all sales are final and there are no refunds available. But as soon as you click that checkout or register button, you have a 15-minute window that you can cancel that registration penalty-free. And it'll say right there on the checkout page, the big red button, do you want to cancel this registration, with a little countdown? And within that 15-minute period, if you made a mistake or you decide that's not the event for you, click that button, clears the registration, your credit card isn't even charged, and we in fact might not even know that you were temporarily signed up. But after that point, for any reason, so you don't even need to come up with a good reason when you email us, you're able to transfer, defer, or exchange your race registration to either the race next year. So say you signed up for Pups and Pastries 2021 this year, and something comes up, doesn't matter what it is, you can defer your registration to Pups and Pastries 2022, or transfer that registration to a similar distance race, to any other race up to, or before Pups and Pastries 2022 next year. We have 25 to 30 events every year of different sizes, different types, so you get a lot of variety, and you just got to let us know which one you want to transfer to, or if you want to defer, and we will take care of that for you. You can also exchange your registration with a friend or family member who is able to participate, and all you got to do is let us know who that is, give us a name and an email address, and we take it from there. And we'll help get that person signed up and take your spot. And then it's really just between the two of you how you manage the race registration fee. You're able to make those changes up to 48 hours before race day, because the day before a race we are busy preparing packets and everything, and it's nice to know who will actually be at the race. But the same rules apply if local officials, for whatever reason, decide in-person racing is not going to happen. If there is another big wave, the races will not be fully canceled. We were really lucky last year that we only had to fully cancel one race. Everything else we were able to pivot to a virtual format, or we're able to have it in a modified in-person format later in the year. But moving forward, no event will be fully canceled just because the in-person race is not allowed to happen. In that case, what will happen is that all participants will be transferred to the default race by default. But if you do not wish to race virtually, you will have the same options as normal. You just have to let us know which option you want by the date of the originally scheduled in-person race. So you'll be able to defer your registration to the next year, transfer that registration to any of our other races of a similar or shorter distance up to that race next year, exchange your registration with another runner who may want to race virtually, or you can convert the donation to just a donation for the cause that's being supported by the race. But all these options are available, and if you have any questions about this policy or events generally, you can always reach out to us at info@fitenabled.net. That's the hotline to our inboxes, and we will get back to you very quickly with answering whatever questions you have, or trying to help you out if you're looking to exercise this policy. So, as we talked about at the start, we have a lot of activities coming up, and you might want to use some of these activities as like a little mini goal or even a big goal if you're looking to really go for it this year. And the main thing we do is stage races that benefit local nonprofits, and we have a lot of good stuff coming up, and we have a lot of new races coming up that we are excited about. You can always find all of our complete race calendar at fitenabledproductions.com. There you'll find a bunch of good information about Fit Enable itself and some of the other things we do. But right on that main page, you're going to see a great tiled race calendar. Races are listed in order of when they're scheduled, with the most recent race at the top, the farthest out race at the bottom. Got a lot of good, pretty pictures, so you can see the great logos that you'll get on the medals and T-shirts and some of the other stuff that's involved. And all you got to do is click on one of those race logos, and it'll take you directly to the registration site. So you don't have to actually go to all of the race sites I have listed on the next few slides. You can, in fact, just go to fitenabledproductions.com, and you'll find all of them there. Pretty convenient. But just to get started, we have a brand new race coming up, and actually just a month from now on August 14th. It's at Bond Park, and it's the Sunset Scramble, which, as it sounds, this is an evening race, which we're really excited about. We haven't done a nighttime or evening race in several years, and actually Bond Park has not allowed a evening or nighttime race in a long time either. So they're pretty excited about this as well. It's something different there. And we have this is probably one of the biggest array of distances we have for any race. You got a 5K, 10K, 15K, 20K, and 25K, plus a fun run. And because it's an evening race and it will be getting dark for the longer distance runners, we are keeping it contained to a 5K course that we can easily monitor and kept lit. But so for those longer distances, you'll be doing successive laps of that 5K course. But the good news is you'll get a split time for each of those laps, and we have special awards for the split times as well. So it's not just the overall award and age group awards for the, say, like the finish times for a 20K. We also have a few awards for each of the split times of the 20K, so that you potentially get a lot of good awards even if you don't win the race, or place highly if you do a really good split lap. There are also options that if you sign up for multiple distances, say the 5K, 10K, and 15K, that if you do the 15K, we will use your split times for the 5K and 10K laps as your either your split times and finish times for those shorter distances. Until tomorrow, July 14th, you actually get a shirt included, and a medal will be included as well. So sign up soon. Then we have the Carrying Place Race for Home, which is usually the race that kicks off our fall race season in September. It's on Labor Day, Monday, September 6th. It's at Cocoa Booth Amphitheater. Great venue, and with the run around Symphony Lake. Anyone who's done this race before knows, it's usually one of our bigger ones. And there's a festival at the end with exhibitors, performers, and some other vendors. That's a good time for the family to hang out. We are still in the works of figuring out whether that'll be possible this year to have all the usual activities, but we are hopeful, again, that that'll happen. You can get more information at raceforhome.com. This benefits the Carrying Place, which provides temporary housing and other life skills training to people in crisis in our area. This has a 5K, 10K, and a fun run, and it is going to be a great way to wrap up the summer and kick off the fall season. Then we have Pups and Pastries. This is a new-ish event. We had tried to launch it last year, but with everything that happened, it turned out to be virtual only. So while this is the second year of Pups and Pastries, it will be the first year in person. It's at Wake Med Soccer Park on September 25th. And this is one of our dog-friendly races. You know, we have Mutts and Marshmallows in January that benefits the SPCA. And we wanted to do this new race. It's also dog-friendly that benefits Second Chance Pet Adoptions. Another great shelter that provides rehousing and care for pets that come their way, and we're looking forward to supporting them. And as I said, this is dog-friendly. That means runners can bring their dogs. There's a $10 Doggy Dash fee. That Doggy Dash fee goes to support Second Chance Pet Adoptions. The only rules are one runner per dog, and dogs must be on a leash at all times. You can get more information at pupsandpastries.com. A shirt is included with registration, and we also have little medallions that you can buy that match the human finisher's medal that you can give for your dog if they come and have a great race. Then we have our Greenways Tour. This is our longest distance race because we have a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and full marathon, plus a little fun run. This benefits the Play It Forward program, which is the Town of Cary's scholarship program for underserved youth, so that they can have a great recreational camp and Little League programs too. It's on October 2nd at Bond Park. This is the race that also caps off the Cary Greenways Challenge, which is our free challenge that started a couple weeks ago to just do the 80 plus miles of the trail. Cary Greenways Tour this year, but due to construction on the greenways and the bridge around Lake Crabtree Park, has been moved to Bond Park this year. So if you're familiar with our Cary Greenways half marathon in March, it'll be similar to that, but with a half marathon. And then we're hoping next year that construction will be done and we'll be able to move it back to the old Reedy Creek trailhead near Umstead. Then we have our Amberley charity race. This is benefiting Camp Corral. Camp Corral provides camp experiences to children of military families or deployed military parents. It has a 3 mile and a 5 mile and a fun run distance. It's at Amberley Clubhouse, so they got a really nice subdivision that you run around with some trails. This is now a Halloween race because we've moved it in the calendar. So costumes are definitely welcome. We'll have some costume prizes. Fun little run out in a beautiful neighborhood, and we look forward to seeing you there. Then we have Strides for Speech at Bond Park on November 6th. This benefits the Triangle Aphasia Project. The Triangle Aphasia Project provides therapeutic training and programming to people who are suffering from aphasia, usually after they've had a stroke. It has a 5K and 10K run around Bond Park. Beautiful course. Actually, a new course this year. We've reworked it. And we look forward to seeing you at that as well. It's another great organization. Then Leaves to Leases, which is another one of our newish events. We had tried to launch it last year, but it ended up being virtual only. So again, like Pups and Pastries, this is its second year, but its first year in person. It's at Wake Med Soccer Park as well on November 13th, and it benefits A New Lease on Life. A New Lease on Life is the Triangle Apartment Association's nonprofit arm, and they provide temporary or reduced rent housing to people in crisis or facing homelessness in our area. It's an organization that would, for years, brought out a big group of runners to support other nonprofits at some of our events, and we figured, hey, let's find a way we can do an event for them. And we tried to launch that this year, but we were excited to finally have it in person this year. And a shirt is included and a cool medal, and it's got a 5K and a 10K and a fun run, and that will be a fun way to kick off the fall in November. Then on November 20th, we have one of our more unique races, Cozy Toes, benefiting the 200 Club of Wake County. The 200 Club of Wake County provides financial assistance to the spouses and children of fallen first responders, whether that's police, sheriff's deputies, state highway patrol troopers, EMS, or firefighters in Wake County. Their families will get financial assistance to meet their pressing needs, whether that's bills, mortgage payments, things for the kids while they're in that time of grief and transition, figuring out what's happening with their family. It's a great organization that we've supported for years, and it's at one of the most unique venues, the North Carolina State Highway Patrol driving track. If you've been there before, it's a very it's paved. It's a little bit hilly, but you can really set some PRs there if you're looking to with a 5K, an 8K, or a fun run. And it doesn't matter how fast you go, no one will be pulling you over there. So it's a good little race. Then we have our turkey chase. Thanksgiving is the biggest running day of the year, but we like to be around the table eating turkey, pie, and potatoes like everyone else. And so we have our Thanksgiving event the Saturday after Thanksgiving. This year, that's November 27th. That's why we call it the Turkey Chase. You got to burn it to earn it at Umstead Park with a 5K, 10K, or 20K. And we're happy to be back because last year Umstead Park was closed. We had to move it to Wake Med temporarily. We appreciate everyone who came out, but now it's finally moving back home where everyone loves to run. And we have a deal that if you sign up for the 10K and the 20K, we will give you the 5K for free. You just got to email us once you've done that, and we'll get you sorted. Get a knit hat and a medal, and have a good time with your friends and family who are in town, and burn off some of those calories so you can go back home and finish off the pie after you race. All right, then we have our Fortnite Before Christmas race. It's a fun little race, more recreational than competitive, where you'd have like a 1 lap or 2 lap or 3 lap race, and then you can go get a pint at Fortnite Brewery afterwards. This race benefits the U.S. Veterans Corps Toys for Little Troops toy drive, and we will be collecting toys at that race that we will then take to the U.S. Veterans Corps so they can distribute it to the kids and families that they serve in our area. This is a fun event. You can either get a Fortnite Before Christmas knit hat or a cool Santa hat and sunglasses. This is one of the few events we have that has a beer element. Obviously, 21 and over will get a ticket for their pint. Everyone will get a Fortnite pint glass as well if you come to the in-person race. So it's a lot of fun and a nice little way to kick off December. And, have a good little run and a nice pint. Then finally, we cap off the year with the Last Mile. Again, this is another one of those races we had to move to Wake Med temporarily because Lake Crabtree Park was closed last year, but it is moving to its home again this year, and it is now truly a Last Mile as it has been moved to December 31st. So the good news is that it's late in the morning, so it's not so cold and dark out, but you still have plenty of time to go out and run a 5K or 10K or fun run. Go home, get cleaned up, and then go out and do whatever you want to do that night to celebrate New Year's Eve. So there's no excuse for not coming and running out the old year and then celebrating the new year. Everyone will get a Last Mile champagne glass and some sparkling juice, because we're not serving champagne at a county park, but it's a good way to round out the year with your family, get ready, get pumped for the next year and everything, and it's just it's going to be great. But that's not all we have for you. All of these races are part of the free-for-all race series. The race series does is it assigns points based on your overall and age group places at all the events you participate throughout the year. And at the end of the year, those points are totaled up, and you get prizes based on that with both overall and age group awards for the whole series. You can go. There's a link on every race site that takes you to the series scoring. The series scoring is updated after every race, and you'll get that with the same final results and photos in that email after the race. You'll get the updated scoring, so you can see where you stand after that event. If you're holding off on racing so far this year, it's not too late to get out there and start earning points on this. We have more events in the future than we've had so far this year, so plenty of great opportunities to race and earn points. You do need to race in at least 7 events to be eligible for the final prizes, but that doesn't necessarily mean unique events. You could, if you do 2 races at an event, say you race both the Pups and Pastries 5K and 8K, that counts as part 2 of your 7. And both virtual and in-person races are included for earning points. So you don't have to show up in person to get those points. You can do virtual. But that also means at each event, you can do both the virtual and in-person races and earn points for all of them. So at Pups and say at one of our longer distance events, say the Kerry Greenways Tour, you do like a 5K, 10K, and a half marathon, you could split those between in-person and virtual, run all of them, and then get points for all of them. So it's a great way to get out there, really help support those nonprofits as well if you're signing up for multiple events, and really ratchet up those points. That is totally cool with us if you want to sign up for that many races. And on top of that, all of these races are included in the multi-race bundles that are available on all our race sites. You may have to, at the top of the page, click the little arrow to show more of those event cards. They're right underneath the regular 5K, 10K fun run type cards at the top of the page. If you go below that, you'll see these bundles available where you'll get 15% off for 3 races, 20% off for 4 races, or 25% off for 5 races. And there's no other way to get 25% off our races other than the multi-race bundles. At this time, all of our events that we have are open on and included on these race bundles, even through May of 2022. So it's a great way to, if you're looking at in the future, that far ahead, you can get 25% off the early bird pricing for a lot of events right now. So there's no better way to save money if you like coming out and running lots of our races. Again, these are available on every single site. All you got to do is just go to those sites, or just go to FitEnabledProductions.com and click on any of the sites, and you'll see them. And you can sign up for the multiple races on any of our sites. And the cool thing about it is that you can sign up for 5 races or 4 or 3, whatever, all in one spot. You don't have to then go to each and every race to sign up separately. In one spot, it'll take you through the registration process for all the races you've selected simultaneously. So you'll do, you pick your shirt sizes for all of them. You pick your whatever it might be for each race together. You don't have to even do them consecutively. And then you go to checkout, you got one big checkout for all of them, and then you're done. You sign up for 5 races like that, very quick and easy. As you noticed going through the upcoming events earlier, our events all support one or more local nonprofit organizations that serve our community and do great work for people in need around us. And we've worked with a lot of nonprofits in the past. Here's a list of most of them, if not all of them. And at one point or another, they have been part of our event, or we've staged an event for them. And many of these we're still involved working with, and you'll see them on our race calendar. We really enjoy working with nonprofits in our area, and oftentimes they reach out to us, or we cross paths with them and then approach them about doing a race. So if you work at a nonprofit, or you serve on a nonprofit board, or if there's just a nonprofit or a cause that's important to you, and you think that they would like to be part of a race let us know. Either zip us an email at info@fitenable.net or make a digital introduction if they would like to be part of an event. Given the number of weekends in the year, we can't do an event for everybody, but we do have opportunities for nonprofits, especially small ones who aren't quite up for having their own event, to still be part, such as our Charity Distance Festival, where we have 6 to 8 nonprofits every year come out, and then we have a way to incorporate all those groups where they can all benefit from participating, and it's a good deal for a lot of small nonprofits who are looking to raise awareness and some funds, but aren't quite at the place where they can operationally do their own event. Events take a lot of time, but that's what we're good at. But when we love incorporating groups who can benefit from that as well. Plus, not only can you support a lot of great nonprofit organizations, but you can also get a pretty great deal for yourself as well when you help make the race grow. So we always believe the more the merrier, and that the bigger the races, the more fun they are for everyone involved. Obviously, the more competitive they are for those runners who are really looking to race, and obviously the more support they'll generate for those nonprofit groups as more people get involved. And we have 3 special offers that are available on almost all of our events that will give you pretty automatic refunds or discounts when you help make the race grow and or generate more support for a supported cause. The details for these offers are on every single race page. You just got to scroll down below the main information block. And we're also going to go into more detail on this in a future video this week, so you can get all the details on it and really just start getting other people involved with you. So the first one we have is a referral refund. And as you invite people to join you using a unique referral link that's available in your confirmation email, as people use that link to sign up, and they do have to sign up. It's not just a blanket invitation. They have to register for the race for this to work. As you hit certain thresholds, you'll get progressive automatic refunds of your registration fee. And you could get all or part of your registration fee back as you get the higher amounts of invitees to sign up. Then we have fundraising refunds, where you'll get an automatic refund of all or part of your registration fee when you fundraise a set amount. You do actually have to take some steps for this when you're on the donation page. When you register, you do have to click the option that you're interested in this, and then you do have to go create a fundraising page, invite people to support your page for that cause, for the race. It's very simple. Honestly, all you gotta do is click a checkbox, and it walks you through the simple setup for the fundraising page. It takes a minute or 2 at most, but it's a great way to support a cause, and then but also get a refund of your registration fee as thank you for your support. And then finally, you can recruit a team. Teams are great because they're a fantastic way to get people involved socially, whether they're near or far, so that they can be sign up for the in-person race or a virtual race. And as your team grows, both the current team members and the future team members will benefit. So if you're at certain thresholds, when that threshold is hit by team size, the current members will get an automatic partial refund of their fee, and then future team members will get an automatic discount on their registration. And then at the next threshold, again, all the automatic, all the current registries will get another refund, and then future registries will get an even deeper discount on the registration fee. So it's a great way to get people out and involved, and also save a lot of money. As you know, when you're signing up groups, that can get expensive really fast, but this is a good way to get a lot of people involved and save some money at the same time. Again, we're going to go into more detail on this later this week, so stay tuned for that. So I know I just threw a lot of information your way. If you have any questions about any of this, about any Fit Enable events, about the refund, deferral, or exchange policy, how the multi-race bundles work, how the nonprofit groups we work with, those special offers we just covered. If you have questions about any of that or about any of our events generally, please shoot us an email at info@fitenable.net. Again, that's the hotline to our keyboards. We'll get back to you very quickly with whatever the answer may be, or if you need us to help you with your registration, we'll take care of that or let you know if we need some more information from you on that one. But we're excited about what we have coming this fall, and we do have a lot coming up And we hope to see you at a lot of those races. Again, always please invite your friends and family to join you. It's a great way to make those events more fun and generate more support for the nonprofits that are participating in them. And as always, thank you for racing with Fit and Able. Thank you for watching our video. I hope you found something of value in it that will help you take steps towards achieving your goals, whatever they may be. If you have any questions or comments about today's topic, please drop a comment below or shoot me an email at info@fitandable.net. I want to know what topics or information you all are looking for that we can cover in future videos that will be helpful to you. And if you don't mind, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or like our Facebook page and share this video with your friends and family. They might find something of value in it too, and it's a big help to us to continue providing these videos. We aren't just an information company, we are also a take action company too. So don't forget to check out our complete race calendar at fitandableproductions.com to find your next event so you can put what you learned here into action. Knowing what you need to do doesn't matter if you don't actually do it. All of our races, with everything from mile to marathon, help support one or more local great charitable organizations that provide much needed services in our community. As always, thank you for racing with Fit and Able.